Hey, so I wanted to talk a little bit about walking through your shadow. If it's a really, really hard time for you right now, just know that I understand and you're not being punished. You are not, there's nothing to feel ashamed of. I know it's really hard right now, but you are being invited to level up. This is your opportunity to level up because you have to walk through your shadow. I call it the forest of shadows. The light that you're seeking is on the other side of your forest of shadows. And it's inside, it's in your heart. But the thing is, your shadow is going to be projected into the world around you, and those are going to be your experiences. So let's say you are being bullied. I know so much about being bullied. I'll tell you what, I know about being bullied, all right? So that it happened since I was in 4th grade. It happened in high school. It happened in college. It happened in grad school. It happened in China. It just kept happening. I'm like, what's going on? Obviously it's me, but why am I getting bullied? I don't understand. I don't do anything I thought to deserve it, right? Anyway, so what that is, it's something that is inside me that needs to heal. Think about it like this. You're a lamp, right? You have this glass. Your true nature is clear. There's nothing to hinder the light that comes through you. So the light is inside you, and yourself is that lamp. So your true nature is that clean, clear, nothing hindering the lamp. And then as you grow older, the wounds and then your certain personality traits that get exacerbated and grow or get watered by your environment. Let's say you become really arrogant, or let's say you become really judgmental, or let's say you become really, I don't know, pick a toxic trait. We all have them, right? We all do. And they don't necessarily have to be something that you need to stay attached to. I try personally to, when I see one being reflected in the world around me, I'm okay, I gotta clean myself. So I go inside, and I see it as an opportunity to level up in my personal manifestation of my experience. So it's the divine is calling you closer. So that's the thing when you are in a period of extreme difficulty. You are not being punished, and it is not the end. It is the beginning. You are about, if you keep walking towards the light, if you keep walking through that shadow, you're going to get to a level of paradise, of heaven that you could not have imagined existed. I promise you. That's the whole purpose of the pain. So you're leveling up into a new personal reality. And that's what this hard time is. It is not something to be afraid of. It's something that your soul chose in order to see what is hindering you from experiencing a deeper level of bliss, a greater foundation of peace. Okay, so anytime, for me, anytime anything comes up in my life, I'm man, I'm getting so frustrated with somebody at work, or I'm getting bullied again or something like that. Or let's say I have someone close to me who is being really disrespectful, right? Or really disdainful. That happens. And you know what it is? It's because it's something inside me I need to clean. That's a relationship I have with myself. So what do I do to clean that outward experience is I change what's inside me. There's a saying in the Sufi Muslim tradition that God says if somebody wants their circumstances to be changed, then they need to change what's inside themselves. So how do you do that? That's the question, right? All of the spiritual traditions have their own perspective on that. I find the path that I follow to be really effective for me. Try it find out what it is in your spiritual tradition. Just see if it works. If it doesn't work, try another one. If you want, you can use the one I'm about to explain. You don't have to convert to Islam or Sufism, which to me is the same thing. You don't have to convert to that in order to practice this practice, okay? So here's what I do. Yeah. So when I am really suffering, or if even uncomfortable, like if I stub my toe, I'm like, astaghfirullah. I like seek the return. I mean, if there's any kind of struggle, if it's small or if it's big, then I turn, do the work to turn my heart back to the light, the eye of my heart back to the light. And the way that I do this is through what's called tauba. Now, tauba is basically what you might translate it as repentance. I think repentance is not a good translation. It's like maybe the closest, but it's not a good translation because there's so much stuck to that, right? It's turning. Even tawab, the root word tauba is like, I'm not like like an Arabic scholar, but this is my understanding, is tauba means to turn. So what happens is that the eye of our heart gets like off track. It gets off, like, like a compass. You want it to be like pointing due north, right? That's the thing with your heart. You want it to be pointing due towards the light. Because then if your heart is pointed towards the light, your spiritual being, your existence is going to be headed, moving towards the light. Like wherever your heart is turned, that's the direction you're going in life. So if you're turned in the wrong direction, you're not going towards the light, right? Where you're going, who knows? I don't know. Probably not someplace good, especially if you're struggling, like if you're in pain, like that's an indicator that you need to turn back, right? All kinds of things can make us turn away, like fear. Fear is one of the big ones, right? Fear, pain, which is related to fear. And usually those come from our wounds, the places that we've been hurt and that we haven't healed. So that's the thing you want to do is, like, for me, what I do is when I am in a lot of pain, I realize that I need to turn my heart back. I need to go inside myself and clean my inner self, my inner reality. And then, sometimes I have to keep working at it. Like the first time I started doing the practice of repentance, I hate that word, tauba, the returning, I call it returning, because you're just returning towards the light. We're all direct, like we're born headed towards the light, and also that light is inside us. So like, it's not like outside of us, right? So, whenever I am trying to get back to my peace, I turn back to the light. So, and this is how I do it. Oh yeah, so I was just saying, like the first time I started doing it, I was in so much pain, and then I did it like every night. I did 1,000 astaghfirullah al-azim 1,000 times a night, or I tried. Sometimes I fell asleep doing it, and then I'd wake up and start doing it again, and then fall asleep, and then wake up, and or sometimes I would like do it like 20 times, and then I'll be like, I'm not doing this anymore. But I would do this for like a few months, and it totally transformed my life. It totally transformed my life. So that's what I recommend that you do. Okay, so what it is you 1,000 astaghfirullah al-azim a night until the situation clears. Astaghfirullah al-azim. Astaghfirullah al-azim. Astaghfirullah al-azim. Astaghfirullah al-azim. That's what you say. Or you can say it in your tradition, relating to forgiveness and compassion for yourself, and like also recognizing that you have to be responsible. You can't be totally free until you're totally responsible. And that's the thing about the shadow work. You have to walk through it that way. Okay. So you take that word, you take the light, you find the light inside you, and you let it well up inside you, and then you go deep into that place where you're feeling the pain, and it might be related to something in your body. Like you might be feeling like joint pain or stomach pain or a headache. Go into that with astaghfirullah al-azim, okay? And then if you want to do even greater healing, then do an additional 1,000 Allahu, okay? So, and then what I do too is I go in there and there's teaching. It's going to be teaching you. You're going to see with the eye of your heart. You're going to go in there and you're going to look, and you see what you see. And then after 100 astaghfirullah al-azim, take notes. What did you see? Okay? After 100, Allahu, what did you see? What was being shown to you? Okay, so that's what you do. With the Astaghfirullah Azim, the 1,000, you go in with it. Actually, do ritual ablution, clean yourself off, get into the mind state, and then go in with the Astaghfirullah Azim. Okay, so that's what I recommend doing. Good luck. Let me know how it goes. If you need more information about it, I can totally share it with you. One love. Love you guys.